This is Jackie with All Access, and I'm here with This Wildlife at the Orlando stop of Vans Warped Tour. It's a little hot, and we're a little close together. How are you guys doing today?
I'm warm and we're close together.
I promise I'll be brief. You guys play your own great brand of acoustic pop punk, but you both started out as drummers, playing the drums. It's been a long day, folks. How did you make the jump from drums to acoustic guitars and singing?
For me, when I was younger, I wanted to learn like dashboard confessional songs to play and sing with my buddies.
Good one.
So I got just a cheapy acoustic guitar from one of my older brother's friends and kind of just started learning songs by ear, and just picked it up.
What was it? My dad and brother both drum, so having three drummers is pretty boring. So I was in a band, and the guitarist would leave his guitar at my house, so my dad would try to get me to pick it up and learn Led Zeppelin songs so we could play together. So I just started playing guitar, and I hated to pick, so I only would finger pick. So the transition to acoustic was super easy for me.
And ladies love the acoustic. So when did you guys realize that you could both sing and sing together?
Never. I think I can't sing, and I have a horrible voice, and it kills me singing. I hate it. Ask him that question.
I guess I've always sang in the in the shower, in the car. This is the first band I've sang for, but I've just always enjoyed singing. You can't shut me up usually. Like if I'm in the car, it's a duet. No matter what we're listening to, it's a duet. It's me and Haley Williams, or me and Sarah Bareilles.
You in any metal band just screaming at the top of your lungs.
That's
well,
cool.
It's usually whisper screaming. I don't want to blow my voice out.
Well, for those of you that haven't caught a set yet, they are amazing together. The way you guys are able to harmonize, it's intricate and beautiful, and I'll stop inflating your egos.
No,
keep going.
Need this. Keep it coming. I need this. I'm just joking.
It's really beautiful, so you should definitely go check it out. Is there something that you guys wish you could include in your acoustic set that you can't because there's just the two of you?
Strings, there's a few songs on the new record that have full string sections. So some of that stuff, for the parts that we can't exactly replicate live, a lot of times Anthony will use effects on his electric guitar to kind of recreate some of the sounds that are on the record. So we do our best to make a good representation of what the record sounds like. But I think people come to shows expecting something a little different than the record. If they just wanted to hear the record, I think it's pop headphones in. But I think the live experience is always a little different, and I think that kind of actually brings something neat to the show.
Yeah, if they wanted to listen, they just buy the record, which is, by the way, clouded. Get it now or else. What is the one song on the album that you think best represents your sound? Oh, I stumped you.
I think Concrete is the first song on the record is pretty cool because it starts off just acoustic guitar, and as the song progresses, it kind of adds more elements. It adds strings, and then bass comes in and drums come in at the end. And I think it's kind of foreshadowing to the rest of the record that we're going to use. We're just two guitarists, but we're going to use a lot of different instruments throughout the record, and we'll throw in splashes of drums and bass and strings and keys and stuff like that. So I think that's a pretty good overall representation of the record.
You agree?
Yes.
Now, I'm not going to turn the iPad around, but there's a bunch of really adorable furry creatures over there.
Amazing.
I want to go over there right now, but
I already went over there and got a little promo shot with me holding the puppy. Yeah.
I kind of feel like it should be like pet therapy because you guys are away from home, and
I think that's why everybody's over there. Everybody misses their animals.
Speaking of animals, you wrote a song about your dog, is that correct?
Yeah.
What's it called?
It's called Puppy Love.
And I can't remember, and I apologize. There's a song that you whistle. Is that the one?
That's the one, yeah.
It's really impressive and that you're able to whistle on a professional microphone. What kind of microphone do you use?
It's a Shure SM7B, and you have to actually, you can't whistle directly into it. You have to come from, a corner. So
Studio tricks, man. Studio tricks, you find out.
I mean, I was like, if I do that, that doesn't work. So
yeah, it just sounds like air. So you have to the air can't go directly into the microphone. You have to get the air to go somewhere else.
He has had some bad days whistling. He usually just goes, I can't whistle tonight, guys, and then he stops. No, this tour, your whistling has been on.
I would be I had a whistling moment where I couldn't on stage as well, and it's sort of terrifying. Bad flashbacks.
But some people ask if we backtrack it, because when I'm really on, it's really good. Some people just go, "Is that backtracked?" It's like, nope. It's just
All whistling. The rest
Just
of the
all
set was horrible,
talent.
but those whistles just sounded great.
That's not true. Before Clouded, you guys covered, you did an acoustic version of Sleepwalking from Bring Me the Horizon. How did you end up kind of gaining more attention from that cover? Because when bands do covers, especially new bands do covers, it can go one of two ways. You can be kind of targeted as a cover band, acoustic cover band, or, Ollie Sykes can go, hey, that's fucking amazing.
Yeah. Well, I think the important thing about like distinguishing yourself as a band and not just a cover band is to be able to back it up with original music that's really good.
And they do.
Well, thank you. But no, it was awesome. Like just to get the recognition from not only from the band but just from a ton of new fans that have checked us out. That was like a time where we had nothing going on for us, and we picked up a ton of momentum, and it feels like it hasn't stopped since then. So it was great for us. We had a lot of fun doing the cover. We're both huge fans of that record, so I'm glad we did it some justice.
You did. So you guys have both been on Warped Tour before, selected dates. Are there any lessons that you learned or things that you did differently this time around because of it?
Oh, because of that?
Drink more water.
I don't think we learned much from. We had only played 2 dates before this tour, so we kind of just asked a lot of people like what we should expect and what the days are like.
Best bunk was in the bus.
Yeah, we asked Jim from the Ghost Inside. I asked him like, all right, because we were getting picked up first before the band Secrets that we're traveling with. I was like, what's the best bunk spot? Like I texted him really fast, and he's like, depending on which way the door opens, you want to be at the back, on the bottom, so you could just roll straight out, but you want to be on the side that the door doesn't open up against, because when somebody opens the door, it just goes and just bashes right into your bunk.
These are very important things.
That's a good tip.
No, it's
I didn't
true.
think about that.
Wait, so the funny thing is he texts somebody and I text someone else too, but neither of us told each other. And then like right when we're about to go on, I was just like, which one are you going to pick? And then we kind of each told each other our own little secret. I'm very happy on our selection. We're right above each other. He's below me and I'm in the middle. That's where I wanted to be too.
And it's a good spot.
Yeah, worked out well.
All right, good tips, good advice. Thinking back, hopefully more than just a year or two, I'm being really too kind right now. What music did you listen to growing up as a teenager to sort of help you get through the tough times that all teenagers have?
Probably Dashboard was probably the biggest band. I mean, I listened to like Blink like crazy, but Tough Times was probably Dashboard Confessional for sure.
I think for me it was probably Copeland, Dashboard, Senses Fail, stuff like that.
Really good stuff. Why do you think teenagers turn to music in bad times?
I think everybody turns to music in bad times, not even just teenagers.
What do you think that
I
is?
turn to it for more than just bad times. I turn to it for like just to feel anything. Like, you know, if you're gonna work out, you want to listen to something that's really high energy. It's like sometimes it's funny. It's like when you're sad, listening to sad music, you'd think it would just put you further down, but sometimes it just helps. And I think like I think it's just good to know that you're not the only one who feels the way that you do, and that like I don't know if it's like a strength in numbers or something. You know,
Situation you just went through.
yeah, it's relatable, and there's so many songs that I listen to that bring me back to a time in my life and make me like happy or make me reflect on things. I don't know. So maybe some of the kids that are listening to music, maybe they don't have somebody to talk to, and maybe they feel like they have some kind of a connection with the music. I think it's great. I think it's healthy.
And there sadly isn't a lot of music on TV as far as channels are concerned, but you actually made it to TV in a different way. How'd you make it to reality television?
They asked us to perform on Bachelorette.
Mm-hmm.
What was that like to play a private performance on reality TV?
The only weird thing was that like the song that we played, it's called Roots and Branches. It's a song about being alone, and we're singing a song about being alone in front of like a couple that's like making out and dancing in front of us.
That is the worst first date song. That's probably the saddest song on her CD, and they're just loving it and dancing, and that was the funniest part of it. I mean, it was cool performing. It was dope, but
Very cool opportunity, just very strange.
Who picked that song then?
They did. The show did.
they wanted us to play it. We actually recommended another song that would be more suiting to that situation, and they were gun-ho on that song. They wanted Roots and Branches, so.
So you do what you're told every once in a while.
We're not going to argue with NBC. Listen, NBC. ABC. Sorry if you're watching.
Sorry, ABC.
Yeah, we're not in Nirvana. We don't just at the VMAs. We can't just go up there and play the wrong song.
Although that would have been really cool.
Awesome.
But you're still here at Warped. What's up next for you after Warped Tour?
I think we kick it at home for a little bit, and then we have the Sleeping with Sirens Pierce the Veil World Tour in November. November 3rd.
Starts in November.
It just got added to that, so we're super stoked. We're good friends with them, and they're a great band.
That is probably the best lineup. I don't know whoever came up with that. Thank you, because you've got Pierce the Veil, Sleeping with Sirens, This Wildlife, and Beartooth. That's
Mind explosion. Right?
I think it's cool because it's kind of a mixed bill. I think Sleeping with Sirens and Pierce the Veil have they have a big crossover fan base because both of those bands have done like guest vocals for each other, and I think they have a fairly similar fan base. But Beartooth and us could not be like more polar opposites. But the thing that we've noticed online since we announced the tour is like I've seen so many people that are saying like I'm stoked to see This Wildlife and Beartooth. Like
Just wait for us to like get off a stage, like you saying, "Am I meant to be alone?" And Beartooth walk on, just chanting chaos. I want chaos. And like we're like walking off with like our acoustic guitars. It's just going to be polar opposite, but awesome at the same time.
well. Someone created a list of 4 acts that I've had the pleasure of interviewing. Now officially all 4 of you, so I can say, really great musicianship, great lyrics, great performers. So be ready for that tour coming this winter, and stay tuned for a lot more from This Wildlife. This is Jackie. Thanks to All Access and In the Key of Change.